Hi, this is Bob Iaccino coming to you from the CME Group trading floor in Chicago, talking June NASDAQ futures. NASDAQ futures jumped over 1% today off of what everybody's talking about, the results of the French election coming in essentially as the polls predicted and obviously as the market wanted. Now, this particular relief rally, market is breathing a sigh of relief from the results of this election, but it is a relief rally and it is actually a victory for polls and pollsters. Markets don't like uncertainty, and the way that we get certainty, or at least an idea or a blanket of certainty, is from polls when it comes to election. And given Brexit, given the election of Donald Trump, the polls and the pollsters have not been trusted. This particular election, Emmanuel Macron and Marine Le Pen got almost exactly what the polls said they would get in terms of percentages. Close to 24% for Macron, close to 21% for Marine Le Pen, setting up the runoff on May 7th. The NASDAQ jumped to a record high and a record close today, jumping up above 5,500 for the first time in its history. And this is definitely a breakout as well. It's a breakout of a horizontal channel that we've been in essentially all year, with the prior record close being kind of the top of that particular channel. Now, it is possible for it to fall back in here. You're probably going to see a slowdown of buyers in the NASDAQ, at least in the short term, waiting for it to come back down to sort of that 54.75 level or so, for people to kind of get back in and load up. Now, earnings have been doing really, really well, and that fits with this record high. We've got double-digit earnings, at least to this point, just below 10% or right at 10%, depending on who you're talking to. And that would be the first time in years that we've gotten double-digit earnings growth in the actual results, not the predictions, but the results. So we're focused again on earnings, at least until we get ECB on Wednesday and then GDP later in the week out of the way. Now, that's very good for tech. Tech obviously is where the focus of earnings has been. Financials have done well, have done very well also. And the financials rally today. The XLF, which is the ETF that covers financials, jumped over 1.5%. Now, it's really good for financials to be healthy. That's a good thing for the technology sector. There's always IPOs and there's always financial engineering going on when it comes to tech, especially in the startup space. So it's very good to have a healthy financial sector when it comes to technology, the NASDAQ being the tech-heavy index. So if financials are healthy, that's going to keep a floor, not necessarily a floor, but it is definitely tailwinds for the NASDAQ rally. And again, when you've got a technical breakout like we may have had today, record high and record close, keep in mind from a technical perspective, it is always very good when we jump to a new high and then close near those highs, which is what we did today. NASDAQ strong, leading the way, and looks like that's going to continue, at least for the foreseeable future. This is Bob Iaccino talking NASDAQ futures from the CME Group trading floor in Chicago.